Okay, B'siyat D'Shmai, we're holding in the middle of Perek Tes Zayin, specifically talking about the idea of trying to get to a practicality of how to get the excitement, the energy, the fire into Avodas Hashem, and of course talking about a Beinani, someone as we know has perfected his outer levushim of his Machshava Dibor Maisa, but hasn't yet fully transformed the inside. Let's have a look. Hine. Now, just an idea important over here to understand, just to give you, I guess, a bit of a hagdama into what we're going to be discussing today. In the Tikkunei HaZoya, the Zoya Kodesh brings that there are two things, Ava and Yira, of Hashem, which accompany a mitzvah like the wings of a bird. And that allows that mitzvah to soar, to go all the way up. It goes to penetrate all the way to the highest heights. Okay? So any mitzvah that you do needs to be accompanied with Ava and with Yira in order for it to have the wings to it to fly all the way up. Now, just like a bird cannot fly without the wings, a mitzvah, theoretically, cannot go up to Shamayim, to the Kisei HaKavod, without Yira and Ava. Now, what the Tanya is about to explain is how, even if you don't have this flaming Ava, flaming Yira, your mitzvahs, nevertheless, can still be accepted. And remember, the idea is if it doesn't have the wings, it means it doesn't have the life. It doesn't have the Ava Yira, there's no life to it. It's a lifeless mitzvah. But yet the Tanya is going to tell us how it still can make a difference and still be accepted. Hine. Let's go deeper into this Yesod. That means if you go into it in a very deep way, into what's really hidden in your heart when you want to serve the Rabbeinu Shalom, right? And it happens to be that your heart and your brain are working together, okay? That's a very important thing to think about, okay? This is the type of the avodah of a generation of someone that thinks. Avodah hasichlis, the avodah of your seichel, of your intellect, which is very, very important. But the intellect is meant to translate to avodah halev, to get the heart to be excited, okay? Or piv veliboy shavim, it's equal. Shemekayim came befiv kafi ashenigma tfunas liboy moicha, that you're mekayim in your mouth that which you have decided to do in your heart. Dahainu lios b'toras Hashem chetzav yiga b'yoyim v'layla befiv. You have decided that Torah is going to be in your mouth, constantly being talked about, uttered, Yom v'layla v'chein. Hayodayim, so too with your hands. Or shayavam, the rest of the limbs of your body. Generally, the actions that you take correspond to that which you have decided in your heart or in your brain. Hare, tvunazu mislabeshes b'maisa dibu umachshava. It is clothed in Maisa Dibu Machshava of Torah mitzvahs. Right? This is exactly what it is that we're saying that causes, right, everything to go up. In other words, if you use enough brain energy, then what happens is the chances are that it has that vibrancy, that geschmack, that energy that causes the wings to help it go heavenward. Okay? Ki'ilu asabem bedechilu rechimu mamish. Asher b'isgalus liba b'chavitza v'chashika u'sashuras magesha b'liv v'nafshat tzmei l'Hashem b'pnei rivshei eish avosah liba kanal hoyel u'tvuna zu shebemoicha v'salumos libo hi amivatul asik behem. Since it came from the moich, it came from the brain, it came from the sichlis, it came from the understanding, the intellect, which translated into a ma'aseh v'lulei shaya misboinen b'tfuna zu lo ya'isa behen klal and a b'tzorcha gufan avad. Thinking about it alone may not necessarily have produced a tremendously high emotion of real love for the Rabbeinu Shalom in that case. Okay, but without it, it would have been a lot worse, right? Because it never would have got you to do the mitzvah. But what it's telling you is when you think about it and it gets you to do the action, that alone gives it the koyach, the wings, to go all the way up, and it means Hashem accepts it in that case. Even if naturally you're masmid, since Hashem is clearly happy with your efforts that you put in, and He also understands your personal limitations as well, right? And your personal limitations doesn't allow, right, your hisboineness, your deep thought to generate this love that we're talking about, Okay? HaKadosh Baruch Hu is going to help your mitzvah to develop the wings to soar up. This is the Gemara in Kedushin. Machshava toiva HaKadosh Baruch Hu mitzorfa l'maisa. It's a chazal. The Gemara tells us, right, it's actually talking about someone that thinks about doing a mitzvah, doesn't end up doing the mitzvah for some oinus, whatever it was. The Gemara says he gets credit as if he did the mitzvah. Okay? You thought about, you wanted to, you were caught up in something, you didn't manage. Chazal tell us, ki'ilu you get the mitzvah. But the loshen is, machshava toiva HaKadosh Baruch Hu mitzorfa l'maisa. Now, the loshen of mitzorfa is mitzarif, like sort of combines or connects or something like that. Why does Chazal use that loshen? What Chazal should have said, says the Tanya, that a machshava tova is as if you did it. What's this mitzarif l'maisa? It's mitzarif, connected, combined to a maisa. What's pshat? Zug the Heilige Tanya is mamish our yisoid. What we're learning. Ella ha'inyan ki. Again, we're talking about this love, this yira, that's felt clearly in the heart. It's clothed in the action of the mitzvah that you do. To give it life. The gives it the energy, the wings to soar all the way up. The heart is as physical as every other eva. It's the Metzias, right? Shem Klei Maisa. These are the utensils, these are the kelim of your body. Ella, the heart, Shu Pnimi V'chiyus Lehem. Right? The heart is like all other organs, but the Maisa, it's at the center. It pumps blood everywhere else. So that's the case. That is the internal energy that gives energy to everything else in your body. So therefore, it can be able to give it the wings to soar all the way up. It gives that mitzvah that you did, the action that you did through thought, through contemplation, it gives it the fire, the wings to be able to soar. That means the mitzvah now has energy, has life to it. This fear, this love that's absorbed in your mayach, in your brain, right, and in the depths of your heart. That means it goes higher than regular actions, which means it cannot be dressed, right, in the acts of the mitzvah. It cannot be dressed in the action of the mitzvah. But it can't attach the wings for it to go up unless that's the lashon. The Rebbeinu Shem has to, so to speak, attach the wings to your mitzvah to make it soar all the way up. That's the lashon of the Gemara in Kedushin of what we just said. Machshava tova Kodesh Baruch Hu mitzarfa l'maisa, because we need the Rebbeinu Shem to mitzarif it. V'hei nikun b'shem machshava tova ke'enin techilu rachimu mamish b'skalas liboy. Because l'maisa, let's all be, call a spade a spade. You didn't do the mitzvah the way you're meant to. You didn't have that fiery love, that energy, that passion. Wasn't really there. But since the machshava caused the action to happen, the Rebbeinu Shem says, you know what? I'm going to put the wings in for free, right? Buy one, get one free, you get the wings. And therefore, memela, even if you didn't get it, and it's not really mamash, it's galas liba, ki betfunas moichai, v'salumas liba canal. So when the Gemara says machshava tova, Kosh Baruch was saying that, it means the emotion of the heart. In a chanavi, we're not feeling it in our heart. We don't feel that love when we put on tefillin. Halavai. We put on tzitzis in the morning. Look what we're doing right now. Mamish, dveikus the Rebbeinu Shlem. That's what we're meant to be feeling, by the way. Yeah, that's the best. That's the most lechatchila. But the very fact that in our heads there was this thought that I need to do this mitzvah, and that caused it to have a ma'aseh. That means that a little bit of love is coming out, and the Rebbeinu Shlem says, "Aha! You did something. It worked. I'm going to mitzaref it the ma'aseh, which means I'm going to give it the wings. Boom! Now it goes all the way up. The reason the Rebbeinu Shalom joins up this, deep and absorbed understanding that you generated by meditation and thinking about it to your mitzvahs is kidei ad olam habriya. Now we know, I'm not going to go too much into this, there are 4 worlds, okay? There are 4 worlds. We function, all of us, on the lowest world, which is Asiya. Okay, Asiya is action. The highest one is Atzilus, right, that's the pure, highest Kedusha, whatever it is. And between them is 2 other ones as well. That's Yitzira and Bria. So we need the Rabbeinu Shalom for it to go up all the way to the Olam Abriya, which is the Mokem Aliyas HaTorah B'Mitzvos HaNasim Alidei Tchilu Rechimu Sichlim. Again, that love, that fear that comes from intellect, that comes from contemplation and meditation. Even without that, it would go to the Olam Yetzira at least. The natural love and awe and fear that we have, and mustorim believe that are hidden deep in the heart. Kol Yisrael b'todoisam. That means every single person has a natural emotion for the Rabbeinu Shalom, and that emotion, even on a small level, will propel a person to do the right thing, to do the mitzvahs, and that's propelled higher and higher and higher to get to the world of intelligence. So let's just summarize this. What we're saying over here is the way to develop real emotions for the Rabbeinu Shalom is, as we've said so many times, think, contemplate, meditate over the Rabbeinu Shalom's greatness. That's the best. However, if for whatever reason that fails to produce this fiery emotion, what the Tanya is telling us, it is still the avodah that Hashem wants, and that mitzvah that you do is going to be propelled all the way up, because at the end of the day you did the Maisa. And like the Gemara tells us in Kedushin, Machshava Tova Kodesh Baruch Hu Mitzaref L'Maisa, which means that Kodesh Baruch Hu touches the wings can allow the mitzvah to soar. So the avodah that you did is still accepted by Hashem, even though it's not done on the highest level or the best level. Be'ez Hashem, join us tomorrow for Perek Yud Zayin.